One of the reasons that most trap or skeet shooters don't like the Ruger Red Label is because of the safety feature it has. When you break the gun to reload it, it automatically places the gun into safety. This would be great for hunting, but in trap shooting it's just another thing to remember. This presentation is for educational purposes only. I do not recommend or condone modifications of any firearm. The first thing that you should do is prepare a nice soft place to work on. Place the red label with the left side facing up. Do not remove the barrel. Now use a Phillips screwdriver to remove the pad. The shank of the driver should be thin so that it will reduce friction when you turn it. Alternate between the two screws so that the pad raises evenly. Take your time, there's no hurry. Now use a heavy-duty screwdriver to remove the bolt that is down in the hole. The screwdriver should be at least 12 inches long. Use a rubber mallet to gently tap this area here until the buttstock breaks free. Now that the inner works are exposed, you can set the stock aside. Don't let this scare you. There's really nothing to this. In this picture, the yellow arrow is pointing to the spring and strut assembly that we will be modifying. This gun has already been modified. The red arrows are pointing to some tick marks that I put on the gun with a magic marker. This is indicating how much I cut off the strut. As you can see, these are very tight quarters. Some people are recommending a Dremel tool with a carbide cut-off blade to do the modifications. Don't do that. I will show you a better way. You don't want carbide dust in these works. Also, you risk slipping and possibly causing damage. Now you will need to make a special tool, just like the one shown above the gun there. I made mine by cutting the blade off of a butter knife and then putting a notch in it like so. For reasons I won't go into, do not use your wife's favorite eating utensils like I did. The repercussions can be devastating. Now use your new tool to snag the spring and push it out of the recessed hole. Then raise it up just enough to rest on the edge like so. Now pull the assembly out. This is what it'll look like. As I mentioned earlier, this strut has already been modified. Now you could use a Dremel tool to cut it off flush at the block like so. For reassembly, you will need a pick like this. If you don't have one, you could possibly use a finish nail and bend a crook in it. About midway on the strut is a hole. You will need to push the spring down and insert the pick into the hole so that you could capture the spring like so. At this point, you could take it from here. Simply put the assembly back and reassemble your gun. When you're done, you may be tempted to grease the moving parts, but do not do that. It's not a reciprocating engine. This gun was made and heavily used since 1996. It is now 20 years old and shows no signs of wear. Grease and oil only attract dirt and problems. I hope this video will help, and I'll see you at the trap field.